Hello everyone, today we are learning one of the most powerful features in Figma, components and variants. If you want to design faster, stay consistent, and avoid repeating the same work, this video is for you. So what exactly are components? Components are reusable design elements. Think of them as a template. When you update one, all copies update too. So I'm going to show you how to create a component and then how to use it. So let's quickly create a button here. All right, so I'm going to type button and let's see. So I'm going to apply an auto layout to this. All right, so Shift A, and then probably increase the height of this to 58 or something, and then give it a corner radius, all right, of let's say 16, and then increase the width. So I'm going to give it a color here, let's say blue, right? Let's give it blue here. Okay, so as you can see here, so how do I change this into a component? So I'm going to go to the right panel here, and then I'm going to locate this icon over here. I'm going to click on it. So after clicking on it, you realize that the color around this frame has changed. All right, it means this is now a component. It can be reused in any of my designs. So how do I locate this component? So basically I have to go to assets here. All right, so you can see here created in this file 4 components. All right, so I'm going to search for this particular component which I haven't named, so it's frame 96. So let me locate it here. Okay, so yeah, so you can see here frame 96. So I'm just going to pull it here to the file here. So I'm going to duplicate this and show you something. Now remember that this was the original component. All right, this was what I created and this is what I picked from assets. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to change the color of this. So I'm going to click on it and then go to fill and change the color to, let's say, this orange here. So you realize that after changing the color, this other colors has been able to what change also. So it simply means that these components, when you update them, it gets updated on everywhere you have used them in your design. This is how good they are basically. All right, so now let's get to variants. All right, so let's quickly get to variants and then let's see what they are. So for variants, they are different versions of the same component. For example, we have a button here like original, and then we have its variants. So basically what is happening here is that when I hover over this button, it should change to something like this. That is what it means. All right, so that is how variants are, or that is how they work. Let's quickly try something else. All right, so let me create a button again. Okay, so let me just create a button again. So as we are designing this, we also learn how to create buttons at once. So buttons, and I'm going to apply an auto layout here, Shift A. If you want to learn how to use auto layout, you can take a look at my channel and then you get access to other videos on that. All right, so let's see, I have this. Let me give it a corner radius of 16. Okay, and then let me give it a color of, let's say, blue here. So this is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to click on this, on the frame I've created, this button, and I'll go to create component. So I'll click on it. All right, so you realize that a component have been created just as we did some few minutes ago. So I'm going to add a variant. So you see, when I take my mouse pointer here, you realize that there's a description or an inscription here which says what? Add variant. So I'm going to add it. I'm going to click on it here. So you realize that I've gotten another button. Then what I want to do here is that I want this color to change. When I hover over this button, I want this to change. All right, the color to change. So I'm going to select this. Okay, then I'm going to change it to something like this color. Okay, so basically this is what I have done. All right, so this is what it means. Okay, so let me do this. Let me bring a frame so that I'll demonstrate that to you. Okay, so this is a frame, and I'm going to pick this particular component here. That's frame 96. Okay, here, as you can see, I'm going to pick it and put it here. Okay, so I want to demonstrate how the variants work, and you see that the color here is going to change. So let me select this frame, and then I'll go to my right panel here. I want to preview it. Then I'll go to where this arrow says here. Okay, it's pointing down here. I'm going to click on preview this way, and it is giving me a mobile version. So let's see what happens here. So basically we want to see how variants work, and we want to wait for it to load, and then we see what happens. Okay, so let's quickly try that again. So let's try the preview again and see. It's just taking some time to load, and okay, it has finished loading. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to apply a prototype. Before that can happen, a prototype has to be applied. All right, so I'm going to click on this, and I'll go to my right panel and go to prototype. Okay, and then I'm going to click on this. All right, then with the plus sign here, I'm going to click it and then drag. So you realize that a line will move, an arrow line. So I'm going to drag it as it touches the second frame here. All right, the second component here. Then I'm going to leave it, and then there's a drop down menu. So I'm going to leave it on hover. All right, so let's see, while hovering. Okay, so this way. So while hovering, this is what is going to appear. So let me drag this preview here, and then let's try it and see. So you can see what is happening. You can see that the color keeps changing whenever I hover the mouse, on this. So that is how variants, work. All right, so variants are just different versions of the same component, and that is how it is. So basically you can use this when you are building your patterns, as I've done now, and then your input states when you want to prototype a particular a design you have done. You can basically use variants for this. As you can see, this is happening. All right, so that's how you use components and variants in Figma. Once you master this, your designs will look cleaner and you will work 10 times faster. All right, if you found this helpful, subscribe for more beginner friendly tutorials. Thank you, and see you next week. Bye.